Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Davo.
Hi, I'm your host, Iceman.
I'm your host, Chamber. Welcome to the Growers Not Yours podcast.
Woo! So, are you happy, Chamber? I even
I'll say so.
I shaved my little faint unibrow for the stream. See, for this lovely podcast. I don't know if you can see, but there's usually like a little bit of hair right there. I even shaved it off. I
You
stopped
got rid of your
being,
unibrow?
yeah, I stopped being Ed from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Fucking butter toast. Fucking.
Okay.
Dude,
Oh.
actually, there's something funny. My sister's dog has been pissing blood, like pissing blood.
That's not funny. That's just.
No.
That's a
no,
serious
listen,
medical issue.
listen. Well, if y'all let me finish. She's saying, "Oh, it's because he's in heat." No, bitch. If your dog, like, it may be one thing for an unneutered dog to have a few
What?
driplets of blood.
Wait,
And
hold
it's
on.
kind of common for
Who said this?
His
Huh?
crackhead sister?
my sister.
Who the
Yeah.
fuck told her anything? Does she have a medical degree? Where the fuck is her
No.
lab coat? Fucking.
See, look, let me finish. I looked it up, and I
That
was
looks
like,
better, Iceman.
I was
There we
like, nah, bitch, you need to go seek some help. That dog needs some professional help. He is fucked up.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, I'm only going to accept her diagnosis of the dog being like that is if she stayed at a Holiday Inn once. That's the only qualifier she could get away with.
Bitch probably has, dude. I mean,
That's fair. Goodness
but hasn't
gracious.
everybody stayed at a Holiday Inn? At
I've
least once?
never stayed at a Holiday Inn, not once.
Stayed at a motel, hotel, Holiday Inn.
I actually have, to be fair, I stayed at the worst of the worst, I feel. I was in New Jersey, and I stayed.
All right, you already win. You don't have to go any further. You're like, I was in New Jersey. It's like,
New Jersey's not really
was-
that bad, but
I
like
stayed
I was
at
at
La
a
Quinta Inn.
I was at a Super 8. Man, fuck you. I was at a Super 8. I was at a Super 8 in New Jersey, in Jersey City. So I was like right across the water. Manhattan was right there, and Jersey City. That's where I was. Yeah, and I'll just say a bunch of shit.
I'm seriously thinking about it. I'll be like, Cece, I need a cardboard cutout of you. Like,
Yeah, we talked about that last podcast.
Like him doing a Fred Durst pose or something like that. Like one of those like cool Limp Bizkit
But
Fred
you-
Durst poses.
you
And just having my background. So I got Cece with me at all
do
times.
realize that's going to cost a fortune in cardboard.
Yeah, but then again, I thought about it. I could just buy a Fred Durst cardboard and it'll still be CC. Like just pay up $40.
You know,
It would be a lot
what's-
smaller.
you know what's great about you, Iceman? You have dad jokes that actually hit. like most people, like they tell dad jokes and like, oh, that was so funny. But you have the ones that are like still kind of corny, but they're just enough to be like, yo, that shit was hilarious.
You know what? CC says he lives in Iowa, right?
Mhm.
I wonder if there's a cornfield of a CC scarecrow somewhere.
That'd be great.
Like somewhere in a cornfield is a CC punishment scarecrow.
Yeah. You know what happened is the guy who was in control of the farm was like, hey, stuff that as much as you can. And like he didn't realize what he could do, and he just stuffed it so much, and then like all of a sudden like it just looked like CC. There was this joke that I told Chamber today about him actually. So do either of you know the streamer Queso? Probably not.
No.
Okay. So Queso is like one of the newer, like up and coming younger streamers, but he's kind of built pretty well, but like he always wears hoodies all the time, so he looks fat. So like every single time they always make fat jokes with him, like the most ridiculous out of pocket fat jokes.
Yeah, you told me about Queso.
Yeah. So all three of them have been going viral. It was between Sketch, Queso, and Jinxie, and they made like a little Minecraft video together. But that's irrelevant. But the point is like one of my favorite jokes that was related towards Queso I used with Chamber today, and it's that CC punishment is built like a 1x1 Lego piece. So if you look it up, and it was so funny to see like Queso react to it. It's hilarious. Like he was like you look like a 1x1 Lego piece, and he's like, what even is a 1x1 Lego piece? And he looked it up, and the picture came up. He goes, yeah, you're banned. Right away.
I like that.
no.
I like that when somebody makes a comment about you, and you're like, you know what? I don't like that. I'm gonna go Google what you fucking said about me.
Yeah.
And then you fucking look at it, and you're like, God damn it, they're right. You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, it's like here for us yesterday, like when I'm at work, we had the person that runs our plant was telling us like, yeah, we're gonna start doing things here where your some of your leadership's gonna come around and tell you how your productivity is and if you're meeting it or not, and tell you if you're winning and losing there. And I'm like, so you're gonna come around and be like, yeah, you're losing. You're being a loser. I'd be like, tell me something I don't already know.
I know I'm a fuck up. Like the
I
fuck?
know I'm a loser. What else? It's like, give me something else.
So like they're gonna sit. Wait a minute. They're gonna sit you down and tell you and say, "Hey, you're a loser."
Basically,
Like-
from the way it sounded, yeah. I was like, you know what? Go ahead. There'll be people there that will get offended. I know it. But me, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah.
so?
Yeah, like
I'd be like, motherfucker, that's the 8th time this week somebody's called me a loser. Like, come on, like for real.
Like, hold up.
That's
I
the
got.
first time I heard
I'll
that.
call people right now.
I
They'll
got-
tell you the same thing.
My
I'll be
wife
like,
called me a loser, dude. My mama called me the other day, said I was a loser. Like she like I just be like, are you
I'll
fucking
call one of y'all on Discord and be like, hey, tell these motherfuckers I'm a loser that I already know this shit.
I was gonna
be
say
like, damn,
I
you
call
did it.
myself a loser every day. Fuck.
Right?
The fuck is it gonna matter if I hear it from you?
Yeah.
Be like,
think that's
thank
gonna
you.
stop me from- you think
One
that's
of
gonna stop me
my-
from eating another
Yo.
Big Mac and large fry?
I don't really talk to this dude anymore, but I had a friend of mine, his name is Jake, and he said the most gangster shit ever one day. And I live by this kinda a little bit. So he was getting fucked with at work. Like people were like fucking with him and picking on him and shit. And he came home and he was like, yo, all these motherfuckers they can get one over on me by saying words to me and shit. Like they're trying to make fun of me. And I was like, they can't fuck with me because I fuck with me. I was like, it's like, yo, really?
You can't say anything worse to me that I don't say to myself in my head
Yeah.
24 hours a day,
I know, right?
motherfucker.
I look in the mirror every day and I hate myself.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I just love the way he said that. He just delivered it with like such angst. It was like they can't even fuck with me. I fuck with me. Like fuck.
Yeah.
Shit was
I
great.
live my life by the code of Randall Graves. This place would be great if it wasn't for all the fucking people.
Oh shit.
Amen. Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah. In the words of George Carlin, the earth is fine. The people are fucked.
Exactly.
No, man.
Well, actually, if you want to get even more philosophical here, to quote the poet philosophers, I think Slipknot, people equal shit.
That's fair.
Love that song, dude. One of the best records ever. That
You got to
fucking
listen
record
to it
is
done by my
hardcore.
boy Richard Cheese, though.
Richard Cheese.
In lounge style.
Really? Oh, if
Yes.
you want to hear something lounge style, listen to Disturbed's Down with a Sickness.
Dude, listen to go online, look up Richard Cheese, and listen to some of his songs. He does all kinds of modern songs, lounge style.
When I look
Imagine
up,
listening to Gin and Juice as a lounge song.
I don't know.
Rolling down the street, smoking Indo,
I don't know
sipping
why,
on gin and
but the
juice.
second you said Richard Cheese, the first thing that I thought of was James May from Top Gear putting down a block of cheese and just going, cheese.
Nah.
Like if I can ever get out to Vegas where he is, I have to get tickets to go see him.
Yeah,
You
know
know,
what really
I've never
fucking
been a
games-
concert person. I think the only concert I've ever actually really been to was like this Christian one that my family took to like a long time ago. It's called ATF, Acquire the Fire. And like that was like one of the only ever like real music concerts that I went to.
You've never been, dude. That's like the gayest shit to ever go to.
Listen, I was young. They were like, "Hey, do you want to come with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. I get to chill out with my cousins, and we're gonna have a good
Hey,
ass time." And that's what it was. I didn't know.
Can you imagine? Now look at Davo here, and picture this. Can you see him? He's dressed in like black slacks, the white shirt. He's carrying his Bible. He's got his hair all nice and slicked
That's
back.
definitely not how
And
it
he's
was.
all like, praise, praise.
Praise be.
Listening to Hillsong, Hosanna.
My God.
Hosanna.
So
He's
That's
singing
stupid.
hallelujah.
Yeah, that's a good song though. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Hillsong, dude.
I didn't even really know what it was. Like I knew it was Christian oriented, but I didn't know it was going to be like that much.
You know what? You know what? I can't give you too much shit because I've been to some Christian concerts.
Well, yeah.
But But you know, the Christian concerts. I've
You
been to,
also
they were
worked. You literally worked at a Christian label. Like the fuck. Like
or like they fired me because I cussed like a sailor.
that's a good point. But
And I told this one guy to go eat a dick, and he's like, "Well, that's not very Christian." Like, I was like, "Well, neither are you."
you should
And
have
the
said, "Well,
only
in the words of
reason- you wanna know-
Eminem, here, have some Jesus juice. Take a sip of this."
I worked at that label for like 2 to 3 weeks. Then they moved me to a different label. Thank God I was friends with a certain somebody who I'm not going to name who has pull in the music business, and she saved my bacon not once, not twice, but 3 times. Anyway, though, she
I know who it is. Motherfuckers don't. Don't say
yeah,
it.
but anyway, I can't.
I know.
It's
Anyway,
Rihanna.
It's not Rihanna.
I wish Rihanna. Rihanna, I love you, girl. I love you, Rihanna.
Listen, you've been confessing your love to a lot of famous people lately, and I feel like you're cheating on Margot Robbie, and I'm really
Margot
uncomfortable
Robbie-
with it.
Well, the thing is, Margot Robbie, I've been dating Margot Robbie in my mind for like 7 years.
Right?
And
You have like kids with her and shit, like a whole deal.
in my mind right now, it's fucked up. Me and her got kids.
What
we
are their
got
names?
family. Huh?
What are their
Our
names?
3 kids?
3? Okay. What are their names?
Chamber Jr.
I wish. No, we have 2 twin boys,
Okay.
Wade and Slade Wilson.
Okay.
You know, because I'm a huge Marvel fan. We have twin boys, Wade and Slade Wilson.
Okay.
And we have a daughter, and her name is Darla.
Okay.
Well,
I'm assuming
DC, not
the girl is last name Robbie, or is that also Wilson?
Yes.
Or so Darla Robbie and Deathstroke Wilson and Wade Wilson.
Yeah. And, you know, the only reason we gave her the name Darla is because, you know, well, I think her mom wanted.
Oh no, it'd be
kid.
Slade Wilson, not Deathstroke Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's still Deathstroke.
Slade
You're right.
Deathstroke Wilson.
Slade Deathstroke Wilson is the older one.
Wade
And
Deadpool
Wade
Wilson.
Is the younger one.
Right. Okay. All right.
Wade and Slade. They're assholes too, man. Their birthday party came up like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Got them a bouncy house and everything, and it was just terrible. But me and Mario, we made the best of it, man. Me and her just.
I heard for Halloween that your youngest son painted his face like the topographical map of Utah.
That's a lie. Who told you that, Cece?
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Speaking of everything here, I just want to say this first for
Okay.
Chamber.
Okay.
Chamber, first off, have to acknowledge our tribal chief, Chamber.
That's right. That's me, tribal chief, baby.
And just to let everybody know, there is at least 3 days left on the poll on Twitter. And looking at the results right now, Chamber TV has 75%,
Really?
while DC is at 25%.
Wow.
I did a poll too on mine, and mine was only 1 day, and I won the poll on mine.
No, I set it for the max. I did 7 days.
Okay. So, no, it'll be too late for that. I guess we can do another poll. But I was gonna have people go like, hey, if you follow Iceman, you go to Iceman02469 on Twitter and fucking get Chamber TV voted. But
like I said, I'll send you the link and you can retweet it out too.
that's fair.
And then hopefully on the next recording we can talk about how everybody on the internet now acknowledges Chamber as our tribal chief.
You know the funny thing is though, is that when he saw that, he took it way too serious. He wants to like literally fight me. Like he wants to be like, "Yo, let's go heads." You're not
CC
the
will
chief,
lose.
I acknowledge. Like it's so much stuff going on, and I love it because it's like, dude, it ain't even
He
that
can
deep.
he
I
can
didn't
be
even fucking say it.
he can be the chief of his own tribe in his own town of Iowa, all fine and dandy. But up in this bitch, Chamber TV.
You really want to know the funny
Chamber
thing?
TV runs Texas.
Yes, he does.
You really want to know the funny thing is, I really didn't know what a tribal chief was until like, you know, I was watching like wrestling and then they kept talking about all the stuff with the Roman Reigns and stuff. I really didn't know. I still don't fully know the tribal chief stuff, but I'll take it. Hey, if y'all acknowledge me as a chief, is there like some sort of pay that comes with it? Because I wouldn't mind the pay.
No, it's voluntary, unfortunately.
You can take all of CC's money. How's that?
All right.
Yeah, I'll take whatever I can get. You know,
We'll volunteer all his money to you
Yeah.
and his girlfriend or wife or whatever she is.
I'll take anything these days.
Hell, you can have his house.
Nah, he needs a place to sleep.
Donations
Y'all-
that go to Chamber TV as Tribal Chief will be donated to the failing podcast called Unqualified.
Davo, that's gonna be my
Oh.
new streamer name, Tribal Chief. And then like we already got the wallpaper and everything. like
Yes, we do.
Like, that's gonna be my new streamer name, Tribal Chief, baby.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture right there. Yep, there it is.
Dude, that should be my background the way CC has me as his background.
Oh my god.
Dude,
That would be funny.
You know what the funny thing is though? Because Davo took that picture, he's like, "What are you doing laying in a bed of money with your pants undone?" I go, "My pants were undone?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I just got done fucking." So
Yeah.
yeah,
He was getting rhetorical, metaphorical, and also physical, real love from Davo.
You.
This guy right here.
from you.
Fucking this guy.
Yeah. Anywho, I mean, did y'all hear about this Jinxie
Not Jinxie.
controversy?
You talking about what's it? Sketch?
Sketch.
Yeah, it's sketch. Yeah, sketch. My bad. Sketch controversy.
Yeah, I heard about it. It's not really much of a controversy. It's
You told
dumb.
me
I
about
don't-
it.
Yeah. So I brought it up to Chamber. I'll start because I've been filled in on this quite a
Can I
bit.
say one thing though before you
Sure.
Dava was like, "Dude, do you want to see the porn of it?" I was like, "Now," like he was telling me about sketches, whatever, and he's like, "Well, it's all over the internet. Have you seen it?" And I was like, "No." He said, "Do you want to see it?" And without skipping a beat, I said, "Kinda." And then, for FYI, we did not watch any of it.
No, it was just
But
pictures.
I saw pictures. And apparently he loves sucking black dick. You know what
Apparently.
I mean?
All right, but
Okay then.
either way, okay, so this is the whole deal. Sketch is a personality streamer, so like he has like a whole thing. He has like a character that he puts on. What's that, brother? He's that guy. So he's a pretty decent streamer. He streams with Queso and Jinxie. He mainly played Madden for like a really long time, and then he started doing streams with Jinxie and playing Rainbow Six Siege, and then he started playing with Queso, and they did like a big Minecraft stream, all this stuff. And lately, he's been just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and climbing. He met FaZe Banks. He did a video with him. He did like a bunch of different shit. Like he's just been reaching out.
Right.
Then out of nowhere, you could tell it was one of those things where like this motherfucker waited. So like he clearly found that Sketch had an OnlyFans, like probably most likely a long time ago, and then just straight up went all out and posted his shit everywhere. I don't know who did it. I don't know where the source came from. All I know is that this motherfucker waited till this guy was at the top, like meeting all these people, and just decided to share that he was like had like a gay OnlyFans. And like you could clearly tell it was him. Like it's not a problem. Like who gives a fuck? First off, like if he was making money, yeah, if he's making money, he's making money. Clearly, like anybody can be in a tough spot. I don't know if he was in a tough spot. I don't know if he was just doing it because it made him feel good. Who gives a shit, really? But like the point is he had an OnlyFans, and what it was, I feel, is that everybody was coming off of the Dr. Disrespect thing, where they were like, "Oh, he's talking to kids, he's doing all this other stuff," and like that's one streamer down, and like everybody was in the heat of that moment of finding out that Dr. Disrespect did this, and then all of a sudden this shit comes out with Sketch, and everybody was like, "Another one? Are you kidding me?" And everybody's thinking like, it's the end of Sketch. That's all I kept seeing all over TikTok. Oh, Sketch's career is over. Sketch is this, that, whatever. And literally everybody on Twitch, everybody that even followed him, everybody that even been with him, did videos with him, were like, dude, who gives a fuck? Like, he's still my boy. Like, Sketch is the fucking man. Like, regardless of what he did, all of them supported him. Like, just like fucking sitting there, like, we're like, this is our man. We keep him safe. Like that type of shit. Like, like fucking, and like, it was so dumb, but all of them are going nuts over like, they're like, oh, this is the end of Sketch. It's like, nah, man. And what's crazy is literally the next day he was streaming, he has even more supporters because LGBTQ community came in. You know what I mean? So like, it just blew him the fuck up. So this guy fucking wanted to tear this motherfucker down, and all it did was lift this motherfucker up, and he just lost a bunch of fucking pieces of shit that gave a fuck about him being gay.
So
who cares?
Yeah.
like I said the other day to you, if you can make money off your butthole on OnlyFans,
Yes,
more power to you.
Yes,
Life's expensive.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got no problems if that man wants to suck and fuck whoever he wants.
Yeah, man.
two consenting adults do
Who
what you
cares?
want. I don't.
I
Do
mean,
I want to
he's a
see it?
grown man.
No.
Yeah.
But
Like it's one of the number one things that you can do that doesn't hurt a single fucking soul. Like it doesn't hurt anyone. It's just what he did. Like even if it was what he liked to do, he could have did that shit like and he could have regretted it or whatever. But one of my favorite things about this whole thing, right, is he did a live stream admitting that that is him and that the allegations are true, all that other stuff. So he had this,
He could have played it off and been like, nah, man, that's an evil
he
twin,
admitted
dude.
it. He admitted it 100%. Like he honestly probably could have got away with it because he was skinnier back then and he's like a little pudge now. So it doesn't really look like him, but it still kind of does. But it was so funny because he was
that's
like,
why he's fatter now. He got,
yeah. But either way,
sucking all that man meat.
yeah, that's what it was. It's a lot of saturated fat.
A lot of protein there, I guess, right?
Yeah. But anyway, the video goes like right towards the end. He was like, moral of the story is I did not have sexual relations with that man. I'm just kidding. Yes, I did. And he just ended the stream. It's so funny.
I mean, it was actually really funny. He made fun of himself. He laughed it off. And I mean, that's kind of one of the best things that you can do when you're exposed doing something like that. Either you just accept the humility, because if you have it, it's a lot easier than, I mean, y'all knew when I got caught, RIP Rick James.
Yep.
He called out my browser history on screen, Who hasn't watched Pornhub? Who hasn't?
Amish.
So,
well,
yeah.
we just don't have a bookmark.
Okay, that's fair.
I didn't even know I had it bookmarked. I'm so computer dumb. I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
I mean, you might have an account on certain sites, and you might save certain videos to your favorites.
Let me give you a word of I'm going to give you a word of advice, Chamber, because I love you and I want you to be protected in the future. When you are doing your extracurricular activities, do me a favor and put all your porn on a different fucking browser. The one that you use for stream, wipe it clean and put all of your bookmarks and everything that you watch on a different fucking browser. So this way you don't bring it up ever. You only have to open up that browser for one thing, and it's for that's it. Just
that's
sounds
why
not even coming through.
Phone.
I'm glad I could.
Phone.
Yeah, that too. Well, he needs a big screen sometimes.
Okay, we'll get you an iPad. Okay.
He does activities. There's like a whole thing,
I do activities. Too,
yeah.
man.
He has like you can't see it because it's covered, but the ceiling light unscrews and there's like a fucking like a little trailer hitch in there, and you can like fucking tie it. He has like a rope and he hangs from it, and he just upside down.
Wow, I didn't even know I had all that.
I've already seen the one time on stream where he's like, "Well, look at me, I'm like jerking off men like this."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I can't even really say that. I mean, you gotta laugh at yourself with some. I have, at least I can laugh at myself with some humility and look at it and be like, okay, because
he's at a loss.
There's shit that you do, and I mean, either you own up to it or you don't. I have no excuse. I mean, that's me. So the fuck what?
Yeah.
Like Jinxie, I accept it. And if it ever got exposed, I'd just be like, yeah, sketch. I don't know why I keep calling him Jinxie.
Because I don't know, Jinxie's more known maybe.
Yeah. So what? If I'm just gonna be like, it happens,
Can we at least say this? At least it wasn't with underage people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Now, if it was with underage people, his career would have been ruined. But the fact that he's a grown man. He did some grown man shit with other grown men.
Yeah.
It's okay. And I mean, who really cares these days? I mean, everybody's doing some
like, don't get me wrong.
These days. There's
definitely people out there who do give a shit, but who really gives a fuck about them anyway? You know what I mean? Like, well, it doesn't matter.
Speaking of the shit here, we keep joking about with the doc. I mean, it's come out, okay, he's talked to people that were like underage,
Right.
but he wasn't sending dick pics.
Yeah, it's
He
not like he
wasn't
was being
actually,
super vulgar with it. You know what I
and
mean?
he wasn't banging kids or whatnot.
It was
He
quite
made
literally
some
innocent flirting.
inappropriate jokes.
Yeah.
So it's like, do we actually think 6 months, a year from now, he makes a big comeback and everything's okay?
You want to know what bothers me the most about it though is it makes sense why it does happen, but I don't understand why corporations like that and people let something as simple as words fuck you up. Cuz like I remember listening to this comedian called Steve Hughes. He's an Australian dude, and he had this whole bit on like how are you going to sit there and make laws about offending people? It's like what offends me may not offend you. So I get offended when I see boy bands, for God's sakes. It's like it's a valid offense. I'm offended. It's like they're corporate hues posing to pursue a modeling career, and frankly, I'm disgusted. You know, and it's like, and then he was like, "But what am I going to do? Like, I'm going to call the cops." Like, I was like, "Hello again, it's me." It's like, and it was like, "What's wrong?" It's like they're on the telly this time. You know, like what is really going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, what's going to happen if you get offended? Like, worst case scenario, like you get a little upset by something, and then you don't have to really talk to that person ever. You don't have to watch their content if they're a big streamer. You don't have to support anything that they do. But there could be other people that think that what he did wasn't necessarily that crazy, which I am one of those people, and I'll
Yeah,
probably
I don't
continue to
either.
watch his content. Like, it doesn't matter.
I don't either.
Like, I don't
It-
get like why they let it get to that point to where corporations are now punishing
It's
live
really
streamers that
simple.
make them money, which is fucking nuts. You know, like they make them a serious revenue stream and they want to cut them off just because they're afraid of a bunch of people getting offended. Like, on behalf of what? Like, what? Like, as a corporation, why do you care what a bunch of other people think about one fucking guy?
It's very simple. If you're a fan, be a fan. If you're not a fan, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I love this thing I heard about what Christian Bell said. If you don't like me, text me.
No, not Christian
like,
Bale. Tom Holland. I know what you're about to say. It was Tom Holland.
Yeah, it was Tom Holland that said
It was Tom Holland. He said, if you don't like me or if you have a problem with me, text me. And if you can't text me and you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. That was Tom Holland.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that being said, like fuck the rest of the people, dude. Like, if you got a problem, whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't know me, don't bro me unless you know me.
Yeah. It's as simple as that. You know.
yeah, like I said, I don't. I understand. Okay, when it comes to him and the whole thing about talking to kids or whatever and making inappropriate jokes, but honestly, he didn't do anything to them. He didn't send them anything. There's no
trauma
pics.
involved.
There's no
Considering
dick
the
pics
fact
or
that
having
I had-
them sending him nudes or anything.
Yeah,
It's-
like that kid or that underage person, whoever he was texting, isn't gonna look back and be like, I can't believe I fucked my life up like that. Like it's literally innocent flirting. You
I
got a
sent
couple
a whisper.
compliments. You got
I
a couple
sent it-
compliments
I-
from a big time streamer.
I
Well,
sent
they're
a
trying
whisper
to-
on Twitch to somebody, and now, oh my god.
They're trying to say though that the girl that he was texting or whispering, he was gonna meet at that at that TwitchCon event.
Even if they did, no actions were performed. Even if they met, like most likely, if I know the doc, which I don't, not personally, but like from what I've seen from him and from what I can analyze from looking at the dude and how he acts, I would think that maybe they'd get a picture, he'd sign it, he'd maybe be like, oh, like, it's glad you're trying to pursue your thing, whatever they were talking about, they'd probably catch up on some things, but like, I'm glad you're such a big fan, and then that probably would have been the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I guarantee you that kid would have gone there with one or both of their parents. And,
Right.
It wouldn't have been like, hey, I need to talk to your daughter here privately in this broom closet over here.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, like you think somebody's gonna let some 15, 16-year-old kid go to some event like that all by themselves?
Well, hold on. Let's be
They
clear.
would.
because
I mean, because
there
here in
are.
Orlando, people go to MegaCon and they let their kids go to that shit by themselves.
Let's not get a little too out of pocket. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because there's still some really shitty parents out there not just shitty parents, but also parents that just don't care. Like there probably could be good parents, but like there's some parents that just don't give a fuck. How many times have you been like in high school? You go over to a friend's house and you realize they can literally do whatever the fuck they want, and be like, "What the fuck is this? Why have I never experienced this?" Kid smoking weed in his room, mom's not doing shit about it. It's like, you can do that, and he's like, "Yeah, my mom doesn't give a fuck." You can't tell me you haven't met that kid before.
I've been in households where a kid is smoking weed in the room, and the mom goes, "Hey, that's my weed." Here's the background. Like I've been in that house.
Some kids have no parental like portion of their lives at all. They're not controlled whatsoever. They do what they want when they want, and the only time they ever really get disciplined is when they disrespect the parent. Let's be real. Like that's usually what it is.
Some of the times.
Some of the times. Yeah, some. Like and I mean like really disrespecting, like to the point like where you're starting to hit people and all that other stuff. Like you're being like a complete degenerate. And even then sometimes they really control the entire house. You know, it depends on the household and it depends on the parents. But like you can't have complete and full supervision like you could from your kids like back in the day, like in the 90s or the 80s. You know what I mean? Even then there wasn't complete supervision. You let your kid play outside for hours at a time for the whole fucking day.
With me. That's the problem with me. If I did have I'm worried if I did have kids. See, if I have boys, I'm okay. Let them motherfuckers run wild, be cavemen.
Yeah, go hang out, dude. Be a kid.
I encourage them to do whatever they want, how they want. Now, if I have a little girl, that girl is going to have me wrapped around her fucking finger for one. And two, I'm scared. She's going to grow up to be insanely hot. And I'm going to be too busy jumping out on bushes on boys, having GPS trackers and stuff. I ain't got time for that shit. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be stalking my wife, pouncing on her, being
stalking
like, hey,
your wife?
Huh?
Why would you have to stalk your wife?
Because Margot Robbie doesn't understand that she's married to him.
No. I don't mean like stalking like that. Like, bothering my wife, popping up on her like, hey,
Chambers,
what's up, baby?
Chambers in the fucking corner of a supermarket. He bought olives.
I'm gonna be Joe Goldberg in her ass like that dude from You.
Oh my god!
Like that's what I mean. No, I'm joking. No, but I mean, having fun with my wife, like role playing and doing goofy shit like that. That's what I want to do. Like I want to have fun.
I'm afraid of the kind of role playing Chamber to be like. I'm the big black, thug that's gonna come out and like rob you. You be the defenseless little white woman.
It's fucking so dumb.
No, what's that? We're gonna reenact the older days, slave master. Like,
oh my god, Margot Robbie's gonna be whipping you against the tree and shit.
No,
down boy.
Your name is Toby.
I'll be nailing the slave master's wife. I'll be nailing the slave master's wife. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Master say, I'm gonna take it out on the master's wife. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, there, Django.
Yeah, Django Unchained. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you're gonna say that line,
Miss Candy.
You're gonna say that line that he said to his wife when he first saw her. When you see her again, you're gonna act like you didn't see her in years and fucking say that line, and she'll just fucking faint.
What did he say? Hey, little troublemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, little troublemaker. You gotta do like that whisper, but also a voice in there. It's gonna be sexy. Hey, little troublemaker. You gotta, yeah.
Hey, all right. Hey, little troublemaker.
All right.
Do it?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I felt a little rapey, but you
little rape. That's what I'm going for.
Okay, fair.
No, I'm joking.
You're stupid.
We're definitely getting canceled. I mean, everything that's gone on so far.
Well, things got a little raw ever since you joined the podcast, to be fair.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but there's some new movies coming up, like the new Crow movie that's coming up. I'm excited about that.
Hard pass.
Yeah, I know. You said, really? Yeah, he said he wasn't a fan of it last time.
We did the Crow
I watched
movie.
the trailer. It's like, oh God, no.
I want to see it just because it's, I don't know, just because it's the Crow. I want to see how they do it.
I mean, fuck it. If it works, it works.
I'm very curious about it, I don't think it's going to be as good as the original.
Nothing will.
But, I think it's going to have its own little place. Might even have its own little cult following with these Gen Zers, you know.
Maybe.
I mean,
I hope not.
all I see when I look at Bill Skarsgård is Lil Peep. Like he straight
I
up looks
know
like Lil Peep.
you've literally said
He
that
has
I
the
think almost
haircut.
20 times now, maybe 30.
He got the tattoos, everything. I mean, you know, it's like Lil Peep or anorexic Post Malone. That's all I'm getting. You know, everybody says he looks like the Joker.
What, Jared
Nah.
Leto Joker? Yeah.
Yeah, because he has that jacket and everything, and Jared Leto was in Suicide Squad with a jacket, shirtless and stuff, with all the tattoos.
Yeah, and
I
that was
could kinda,
terrible too.
you know what? I mean, I don't think he got enough screen time as the Joker. I mean, the only thing I had a problem
No.
with
Okay.
him as the Joker.
Well, explain what you're gonna explain, and then I'll say my point after this because I love this thing. But go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Iceman.
No. The amount of screen time they gave him in that movie was way too much. If they had had no screen time for him, it still would have been too much. That was the worst adaptation of a Joker ever.
I liked it. The only thing I didn't like was Damage tattooed across his forehead.
I didn't like anything. It was terrible.
I thought he did pretty good. I mean, he had metal teeth because Batman fucking knocked him out, you know, because Batman did that a lot. He had
When he
tattoos 'cause
drove-
he's been out and out of Blackgate and Arkham.
When he drove the Lamborghini and it crashed into the water, it should have been like a Paul Walker style in real life. He should have wrapped it around the fucking pole.
Oh, that's fucked.
All right.
Ouch.
I'm gonna say my point on this because I love when people bring this topic up. So I think the reason people hate that movie so much, and the reason people hate him as the Joker so much, is when they advertised. Hold on. When they advertised that movie, one, it was coming off of Heath Ledger's Joker, so people were expecting a lot. That's number one. Two, they advertised it as a Joker movie. They didn't advertise it like a Suicide Squad movie. It may have been called Suicide Squad, but almost all of the scenes in the trailer were of Jared Leto as the Joker.
Yeah.
So everybody was super excited to see the relationship between Harley Quinn and the Joker for the first time on screen in a long time. So everyone was like, oh my God, we're finally getting what we've been asking for. You know what I mean? And then it came out and nothing covered the Joker and Harley Quinn. It was all about the Suicide Squad. They used the hype off of the Heath Ledger Joker to advertise this movie, and I'll tell you what, the ratings worked for the trailer, but the second that movie came out, it just fucking plummeted. Because one, he didn't do it as well as Heath. Obviously, everybody was expecting Heath, especially because all those fucking neckbeards who think I'm crazy and psycho too, you know, they all want to identify as a Joker because their lives are shit generally. So like they all want to seem like they're crazy and out of focus, like they have the lens and the perspective on the world that people should have because they're all fucking retarded, you know. But like they were all coming off of that, so like they wanted it to be just like Heath, and it wasn't. They saw that it was advertised as a Joker movie, and it wasn't. So people were just ultimately overall really fucking upset with that movie. And I think that's what affected it the most. I think that if they gave it more time and if they just made that a Suicide Squad movie, they could have made that as a Suicide Squad movie, and then they could have done a spin-off movie where it was just the Joker and Harley in those costumes, and then Jared would have been given a better opportunity to make his character of the Joker more surrounding him rather than of a fucking figmentation of what Heath was or whatever the fuck. And it could have just been really him, and he could have had his own Joker, and he actually could have been in that sort of Hall of Fame of Jokers, as we know is obviously, you know, Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, all those fucking legends that have played the Joker before and killed it. He could have been one of those people if he had gotten his own movie with his own time, and he could have really made it his own. But people were just so pissed because they just didn't get what was advertised.
Yeah. You see, that's the thing. I think he did good for what little bit. I still don't think we got enough of him to really show if he was a good Joker overall. That's just what I think. But people go on to praise Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, and I think that's the worst adaptation of a Joker I've ever seen in my life.
See, and we disagree on that a lot. I think it was great.
See, that's the thing. People love that one. And it's like, but that's not the Joker. That's not even a little bit like the Joker. But people, it's like, I've been reading Batman comics my whole entire life.
But it's supposed to be its own take. That's the point of it. It's not
true,
supposed to
but
be a
it's
canon thing.
That's true, but it's a shitty take. It's just a crazy guy.
So is the other
who's
one.
even crazier.
So is the
Huh?
Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad one was just as shitty. You barely got any screen time.
I'm not saying it was shitty or not. I'm just saying I would have loved to see the dude get more screen time to see if he was a good or a bad Joker. He
Right.
was just there in certain parts.
All right, fair
and
enough.
He was just there. You know,
So to me, the top tier Joker has been and will always be Jack Nicholson.
That's fair.
Jack Nicholson is the best Joker.
Jack
so
Nicholson.
far.
Jack Nicholson killed it.
And
the Joaquin
I
Phoenix
laugh.
one was good for, like you said, being its own standalone, but it also kind of like more of like a origin story of the Joker. One of the many origin stories of the
Honestly,
Joker.
and I'll level with Chamber here. The Joker movie felt like Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe rather than you know what I mean? Because it was just showing his schizophrenic tendencies and realizing that like him being a schizophrenic. I don't know if it was a schizophrenic. Was he a schizophrenic? And Beautiful Mind.
Never saw the movie, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
He was like he used to like see people that didn't exist. Isn't that what the diagnosis of it is? Being a schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic means you usually hear voices.
Oh no, he was like seeing people. That's how they depicted it in the movie, at least.
Delusional.
Yeah, literally delusional. And that was like the idea. Like he was like in the movie, the Joaquin Phoenix one, he was experiencing things that never happened. So like when he walked into, spoiler alert by the way if you've never seen it, but like when he walked into that girl's apartment, the girl didn't even know who she was, but he imagined in his head that he did do that and he had a relationship with that woman. So like I don't know if it was just
Margot Robbie.
but yeah, I'm not sure what the textbook definition of that is. Iceman's looking it up right now, but like,
yeah, I'm trying to find it. There's like so many different ones.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. I think schizophrenia works the same way as autism does, where it's like it's literally on a spectrum. That could be a multiple different versions and different side effects. I'm not sure what each one is. Mind. Yeah, Beautiful Mind. Okay. But yeah, so like, yeah, like I said, it wasn't. I agree with Chamber. It wasn't. It didn't really have anything to do with a Joker, but it was.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was a cool idea of how the Joker may have been created. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that it's Joker at all. I know it's a Joker movie, but it was a cool and interesting take on how the Joker could have been initiated to become the Joker. I think it would be really interesting if that was the storyline, but it wasn't. We already know how the Joker was created in one sense or another. No, based on comics, based on a lot of other canon things that they've released. You know, we've seen that. But like, it was kind of cool to see a different version of how it could have been depicted, and it was decent.
And then now we got him coming out here for the second Joker movie that you'll have Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I heard about that. But the thing,
it's like a musical.
She's Dr. Harleen Quinzel.
Okay. All right.
So we'll see how that goes.
They're just banking on it. They really shouldn't have done that either. But hey,
well, DC, I feel like the whole. We're gonna get into a big comic conversation here, but it's all good.
So it got greenlit, and I'm not opposed to it being a musical or anything like that. I just feel like it really shouldn't have had a sequel because the movie was kind of made to be like a standalone.
Yeah.
But fans really liked it, and you know, if they want it, they got it. So I mean, I'm not hating on that. You know, it could be like. See, the thing is, I did like the Joker movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie at all. I think it was a really good movie. I think Joaquin Phoenix did really good in the movie. I just didn't like the fact that it was a Joker film. Like, they could have called it anything else and it would have been just as good. That's not the Joker. All they did is just call this area Gotham City, and boom, that's what it is. Now, I do think this is really cool though, is if it tied into maybe that Robert Pattinson Joker thing.
You want to know what though?
Kind of neat.
That could have
been kind of neat if it tied in.
That could work.
You want to know what I just thought of? So like I'm gonna try to work this into something else, but like because I'm thinking about DC now, but like you would think that you as big enough as a DC fan as you are, which you're probably the biggest I've ever met in my entire life, you would
He's
think
one of
that
them, yep.
with all of that knowledge that you have about it, you would be able to understand that, like, yeah, there could have been like a different Earth, which has been explained.
No. Yeah. There
You know
are,
what I mean?
and this is there is Elseworld stories. There's
Right.
and
So you could
DC
consider that an
and
Elseworld story. It's not
DC
really a
has
canon
openly
Joker.
and DC has openly admitted that they're going to be doing movies that are not going to be canon
Right.
in the DCU.
Yeah, no
and all
shit,
that
because
stuff.
they
And it's
can't survive off Superman and Batman movies anymore because they've remade them too many fucking times.
cool.
Yeah, this is whatever,
but all I'm
whatever
saying is,
Earth number they can claim it to be. It's
and
not Earth
I
Prime.
get what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I'm picking up what you're putting down. But the thing is, I just didn't like the movie. It's
Well,
not
that's
a
fair.
Joker
Yeah,
movie.
fuck it. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
But I
But-
did say, but that's not the point. I think it is a good movie overall. I just they could have called it anything else. But like you said,
Well,
it is their interpretation of a Joker.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, your only problem with it is that it's just not canon to the Joker story.
Well, no, nothing's canon, and that's the beauty about the Joker is
Right.
Because they've got several
But-
origin stories.
There's so
for
many.
the can-
But-
Yeah, there's so many.
But now they've recently made a canon Joker story. The one thing that they did in DCU that they actually did now is they have actually officially confirmed now the Killing Joke is the actual canon
Is canon.
version. It is actual canon now.
Okay.
Now, that's what I hate, is because for the past 20 some odd years and 30 years, Joker, they've been renditions. I love the Lovers and Madman Joker origin story. That was a really good one. I love the fact that, because Joker said if he had to choose his origin, it'd be multiple choice. He wouldn't have a true origin. But now that he has, it's kind of like, I don't know. But that's
Okay.
what they did, you know.
All right. Fair
And the
enough.
only reason they did Killing Joke as that's his canon because it's one of the most popular Joker storylines, story comic books, and the comic book adaptation, where they did the animated, was terrible.
All right.
I had high hopes for it to be a really good adaptation, and it just really wasn't good. It just can't be the comic.
Well-
The comic just did it really good, I think.
Well, I mean, to be fair, DC, for their live action movies, for most of them, have flopped and, they've eaten dog shit almost
What is-
every time.
DC movies? Is
But-
that what you said?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
DC
live action
movies
Yeah.
DC
don't
movies.
seem
The
they don't
animated
seem to be
universe,
Much
the
different.
animated movies,
It hits.
is like
Yeah, they're really good.
they're up there like with Marvel movies. Like,
This is the thing that I've been
Yeah.
talking to Chamber about for a long time, and this is what I wanted to really work into, is because DC has been playing off, like I just said, off of Batman and Superman for so fucking long. Every fucking 2 or 3 years, they come out with a new Batman and a new Superman and a Batman vs Superman, and like that's all they've ever done. And all we've ever wanted them to do was to create something like the MCU. The only thing that I have appreciated that they've done, and even though that a lot of it isn't canon, is when it comes to the Arrowverse, the Flash, all those different fucking TV shows that they made. They've been doing a really good job with those, and the TV shows kind of make up for their lack of movies. Like, because I've never seen the animated stuff. I know it's a lot better, because you guys are the fucking nerds when it comes to fucking comic book stuff. But like, you guys love that shit, and so I can agree with you on that
Let's
front, even if I
see.
never watch it. But like, they've been giving me what I need out of live action when it comes to the TV shows. And I know that the Zack Snyder one was supposed to be the beginning of them making an MCU
Actually,
version
it
of
wasn't.
DCU. But
It really wasn't.
I was told that it was supposed to be, and then it just, got all fucked when they, fucked Henry Cavill over, and they weren't sure if they were gonna bring fucking Affleck back for Batman and all that other stuff. But like, I saw them trying. They were trying, but like, it just never gets there, and I never understood why. I don't understand why they can't just execute a really good
The
set of
reason-
movies.
I'm gonna tell you why, because the studio gets involved too much. They want to they keep wanting it to be like the Marvel movies,
Right.
and that it can't be Marvel.
It can't be Marvel.
But you-
I know that.
Yeah.
yeah, but
They-
see, here's the thing though. The first true start launch of the DCU was supposed to be the Green Lantern movie. That was supposed to be the start.
That CGI mess.
No, for real. That was
Yeah.
supposed to be that was supposed to kick it off. But when the movie flopped, they disregarded it. And Zack Snyder got offered to be like, hey, well, no, Nolan was supposed to do a Superman movie. But he was like, you know what, Zack Snyder, I think he'd be great for this, and he crushed it.
Yeah.
And when they said, hey, Do you think you could do something that maybe to start? We're wanting to do more other stuff, and he went with an idea, and he just went with it for the DCU, and I thought it was a good start.
Yeah,
You know,
it's solid.
but it wasn't executed right. Like
Well,
No.
for
you've
me to
always
be
said that you love the
Superman,
Zack Snyder one, though.
I love the Zack Snyder movie. I love the Snyder cut. I love Batman v
Yeah, the
Superman.
Snyder cut was great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But Batman v Superman, it would have been a really great movie if they just didn't introduce Doomsday.
Okay.
Doomsday
Oh,
should have
you
been.
mean the DC Abomination?
Yeah, there were.
Because that's what he looked like. He looked like Abomination from the one Hulk.
I think if they didn't do Doomsday, they should have like Doomsday is a standalone super like true. The Justice League has taken on Doomsday before. But I think for Doomsday to be the first one out the gate like that,
Yeah,
They
it
should have
was too
done it.
much.
they should have saved it for Superman 2. Let that be a standalone. They had the perfect motivation with that guy in a wheelchair who was mad at Superman. They could have like when Lex Luthor got the kryptonite, they could have done it to where they could have
Yeah.
created Metallo.
So what? So basically, what you're saying is, when it came to that, they shouldn't have cooked the eggs before the bacon because the bacon wasn't done yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
we got one of the best things ever. We got one of the best things ever out of that whole fucking movie.
Gal
Batman
Gadot?
saving Superman's mom.
Yeah.
That was straight up like seeing the Arkham games come to life.
Yeah.
That was one of the best Batman fights.
Why'd you
I don't
say
think about
Martha?
this.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
listen,
Martha!
I have
There's
something to
some-
say about that movie though, that Batman v Superman movie. I remember when I went to the theaters to watch it, I was so hyped on it. And the one thing I hated about it the most is that they were getting into this epic brawl, and the whole thing was supposed to be about them fighting. And all of a sudden, it was like, "Your name is Martha too. Let's stop fighting." You know?
Have you ever seen? Have you ever watched on the internet on YouTube how it should have ended?
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, it's an animated thing there. It's funny, and they make fun of that particular scene. It is hilarious.
It's so stupid. Like,
Oh,
oh
yeah,
my
I've
god,
seen
our
it.
moms have the same
And, like
name.
everybody starts saying Martha, and they're like, "No, not Martha."
I make a promise to you, Martha doesn't die tonight.
Martha. That fucking I love how everybody does the stupid Christian Bale voice every time. Like it never fails to disappoint.
But
Even though,
See,
even,
no, when it
Even
came
though
to Batman
Affleck
vs
didn't do
Superman,
that fucking voice.
Batman
Affleck
vs
did
Superman.
the
I'm
voice.
sorry, they should have done. If anything, with Affleck being the older Batman, it should have started off like the Frank Miller animated ones for the Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2.
Mm.
You should have started there with Batman coming back, you know, fighting the group of people called the Mutants,
Mhm.
and then eventually him killing the Joker.
Well, you see, here's the neat thing about that. I think what they should do is that should be another Elseworld story. I think they should just do a Dark Knight Returns standalone movie that doesn't tie into the DCU. I like the fact that they went with a more established Batman because we knew all that stuff going, and I thought Ben Affleck was perfect because he looked like Batman. He did
Yeah.
everything right as Batman.
Yeah,
I
you
could
love
argue-
the shit out of Ben Affleck Batman. You've talked
he-
about him so
Dude,
much.
he did
There's nothing wrong with
everything-
Batfleck.
He did
Batfleck,
everything.
I love that.
perfect. He did everything perfect. He did
Yeah.
everything perfect as Batman. And that's what I don't get. People sit here and shit on his rendition of Batman. But when you're friends with Kevin Smith, who is like a comic book guru, Kevin Smith literally told him, look, this is what you got to do. You got to give the people what they want. And he gave the people what they want.
Yeah.
And not to mention, Ben Affleck did really good as Daredevil, but
I
can really
forgot
see
he was
him-
Daredevil. I totally
I can
forgot
really-
he was Daredevil.
I can really see why he didn't want to do it because he got hated on as Daredevil, but he did really good as Daredevil. Although I think Matt Damon would have fit Daredevil better than him, but Ben Affleck did really good.
To be
as
fair,
fucking-
Daredevil was okay, but the two things that ruined Daredevil was Elektra.
It wasn't even Ben Affleck. It was Elektra and Deadshot.
You know I have
No,
that
Deadshot
shitty ass
was
Elektra
okay.
movie.
I mean,
But to me, I'm sorry.
not Deadshot. Bullseye. His name was Bullseye.
Oh,
well, either
he
way.
was okay. I'm not upset with that. It was what's his name that played Kingpin.
Oh, Michael Clark Duncan.
I love Michael Clark Duncan. He's a great actor, but I'm sorry, he's not Kingpin.
Dude, the dude who plays Kingpin in the newer DC
Yeah,
series
Vincent D'Onofrio.
looks just like the motherfucker. It's crazy. He
Vincent
looks
D'Onofrio
just
is
like him.
Fucking amazing.
It's insane.
Of course,
I agree.
my one girlfriend I had at the time, we referred to him as Bugman because of Men in Black. I'm sorry, that's Cockroach Man.
Yeah.
But no, Kingpin is a big, giant, massive white guy.
Yeah.
And they did really good. And Vincent D'Onofrio even did this weird thing where Kingpin has these weird quirks with him, which was kind of different, but it worked very well. And I think he's really good. And I was really excited when they did their version of Bullseye in the Daredevil series, because that's spot on Bullseye. Better than I've seen some other stuff.
What do you think of who's your favorite version of Punisher, though?
John Bernthal.
I really like Thomas Jane.
Right away. John Bernthal.
Yeah.
Fucking love John Bernthal.
Have you ever seen the Thomas Jane on YouTube?
He's shown me them.
Dirty Laundry?
Yeah.
That, I really wish to God we would have gotten a sequel of that. Because the one that when they put out the sequel to Punisher was War Games or Warzone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
You know what? You want to know what's stupid though? One of the only reasons like, don't get me wrong, I love John Bernthal as the Punisher, but Chamber knows what I'm about to say. One of my favorite reasons that I love John Bernthal, those fucking grunts he does throughout the whole fucking movie is so fucking funny.
I love John Bernthal as the Punisher. I really do. But I just love his growling and
it's so
like,
great.
Now, could you imagine?
Whoa.
Here's what
I
would do.
Grizzly about to eat you, bro.
Here's what I would do with him for another series.
He's
just
coming
as
back as Punisher.
I know.
I want to see just as a quick Easter egg, passing by in the background. The guy who plays Rick Grimes just randomly shows up. He runs into him or whatever. And they kind of stop and look at each other for a second and then walk, almost like the Spider-Man thing of like, oh no, you.
Yeah. They did something similar to that in what the fuck was that goddamn movie with Jared Padalecki and the fuck is his goddamn name? Jared Padalecki and the guy who plays Dean on in The Boys. He plays the main guy with the beard.
Yeah.
With the shield. What the fuck's his? I have his fucking name. He plays Dean in Supernatural. Fuck,
Jensen
man.
Ackles.
Thank you. Him. So like they wanted to they did a scene or like a bullshit scene. I don't think it was actually a part of The Boys, where Jared Padalecki walked by and it was like that because they had been together on Supernatural for so fucking long. You know what I mean? That he like walked by as like a random hero or whatever, and he was like in like some costume, and he walked by and he was like, he just kind of looked at him real quick and he just walked off. It was funny.
See, that's what you need. You need the guy who plays Rick Grimes to walk by the Punisher or whatever. And, here he is. He's on the phone like this, and all of a sudden he's like, hey, Carl, and all of a sudden, boom, gets hit, and they're like,
yeah.
Just a bullshit throwaway scene like that for a second.
Yeah.
It would be fucking great.
That'd be fantastic. What I really want to see, though, just because of the stupid noises that John Bernthal makes as the Punisher, if Marvel and DC were to ever cross, I want John Bernthal as the Punisher and Christian Bale as Batman. Just, where is she?
Batman.
I don't know. What do you mean?
Just
you
all
don't know?
all the vocal cords just destroyed in one take. Just all of them.
You know what? I heard Christian Bale wants to come back as Batman again. Though I heard that he really wants to do that.
I'm sorry. I'm just getting a kick out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I mean, dude, there's a lot to laugh at. Like, even I can laugh at some of that stuff. I mean, I love Batman, but some of the shit that they do with Batman makes me laugh. Like, I still laugh at when they did that one version of it's not in the Snyder cut, but it's in the normal cut of Justice League, where fucking Superman picks up Batman and he's like, "Do you bleed?" and it throws him, and then they cut to him later, and like Batman's like, "Oh." Yeah, there's definitely something bleeding. I'm definitely bleeding. They should have kept that in the movie. I know Batman doesn't isn't funny or have jokes like that. But that
It
was
would have been hilarious.
that was so fucking hilarious. Like, there's definitely something bleeding. Like,
There's
I
something
thought that
wrong.
was so funny.
Call Alfred. You
Yeah.
know? You
Yeah,
know?
I just think it's funny because like Batman, that's why the Snyder cut they cut that out because like they were trying to make Batman like funny in the
No, yeah, I know.
and he's not funny,
No,
but
he's
I
not.
really love that. I love that part, even though that's like shouldn't be in
It's
there.
a
That's
shame.
not Batman at all.
It's a
I love
shame
it.
that he doesn't bring his funniness on it, because like I feel like him as a playboy is funny, you know, like he charms the women,
Mhm.
and he's got his own funny like charisma in a
Yeah.
sense.
Mhm.
I feel like he should bring a little bit, like not the stupid like, you know, stereotypical Deadpool jokes like, oh, superhero landing, like not that crazy, but like every now and again. You know what I mean? Like let's say like Bane hits him and he falls and he does the classic fucking thing from why am I forgetting all the goddamn names today? The fucking cop movie. Black guy, white guy. Fucking I'm too old for this shit. That fucking shit.
Oh,
Lethal
Lethal
Weapon.
Weapon.
Lethal I just remembered the second I said you were too old for that shit. Like I want
Batman
like
is
Bane to
too
get
serious.
smacked. Like I want to get Batman to get smacked and it will be Christian Bale. I'm too old for this shit. You know?
Batman is too serious for that. Like, if it was the Flash dropping some words like
Yeah,
that,
Flash
that'd
is
be
supposed
perfect.
to be. He's supposed to be like a young
Even
kid comic relief. That's the whole
yeah,
point of him.
even the Green Arrow or somebody like that. But Batman is the most serious guy you'll ever meet. He is
And-
serious when you even shouldn't be serious. That is Batman. And
No, I know.
I
There
think
was
that's
even like
cool,
I
but
remember seeing a scene in like one of the comic things where like he smiled a little bit and like he was like, "Did he just smile?" You know?
yeah,
Yeah. It's like and, like you never see it, but like I get it. He's supposed to be
yeah.
the dark,
Shane.
mysterious.
But in comics where Bruce Wayne or Batman breaks that mold, it's like they really point it out. They're like, "Oh my god, he smiled," or like,
Yeah,
"Is he laughing?" And it's just like one of those things. It's like when Batman does a rare thing, you talk about it.
yeah.
So that would have been
Mhm.
cool if they would have kept that as like, "Oh, I'm definitely."
Well,
like,
technically, now considering that the Killing Joke is canon, there's a canon Batman laugh now because he laughs at the joke at the end, like thoroughly,
Yeah.
yeah.
like he really belly laughs.
Well,
I want to say
yeah.
this, Shane. We were talking earlier here. I wanted to get this out there about like the Suicide Squad.
Mhm.
The thing that really also I want to say hurt that was the fact of the practical makeup only for Killer Croc. If they had
Yeah.
done the Killer Croc like they did in the sequel for King Shark, you would have had a better chance because the guy who played Killer Croc was way too fucking small. Killer Croc is like 7, 8 feet tall and weighs like what 500 pounds.
Well, there's multiple versions of what Killer Croc has looked like in the past, and
But
there's
that
some
was
rendition-
way bad.
There's
That was
also some
terrible.
renditions where Killer Croc is a real slinky skeletal figure
Slinky?
who, like, yeah, he's like slinky. He's
Does that
like,
just mean he just like
more-
fucking, you
he's
know,
more
just
lizard. No,
everywhere?
he's like,
He
No, he's
he
more like
rolls
alligator.
downstairs.
No,
he-
he's like-
I know what you mean. I was just being an asshole.
he's more alligator like. You know, he has a thin frame and he's like,
When
you
he
know, but
when he turns this way, does his feet follow? You know?
I don't know. But
Killer
mean-
Croc's natural enemy is stairs.
You push him, but it
You
seems like
Boing boing.
I mean,
you know. The
they
other
could've
day,
went
this
with it.
motherfucker,
yeah,
shout
I
out to
would've
my
advised-
girlfriend. She wanted to give him a gift for his birthday, but like she couldn't decide because he's really hard to pick for. Like other than the fact that he likes Batman stuff, but she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna set him the $100. And right away, I hear this motherfucker, ooh, I can get a slinky. It's like, what the fuck? It's like that's such a chamber thing to say.
Bro, if I had that slinky, I'd be doing this right now with it on screen. If I had that-
And then you could be
Better than
on,
this.
it's better than it's better than that. But you know, fucking but the joke would be you'd have the slinky in your hand and you'd just be doing this on stream, and then everybody in the comments like, that's how Chamber plays with his balls. You know?
fucking right with two hands.
Yeah, just yeah. Every now and again one gets more heavy because it just develops so much all at once. It just, you'll be sitting there go like this and you go oh shit, you know, you fucking use that motherfucker like a dumbbell.
Yeah. Yeah, dumbbell, these nuts, right?
Jeez. As Dava would say, you're dumb.
Yes. No, that's a you
You're like-
thing. You always say that. You say that to everyone. My only thing is fair enough. I just say, or like if it's
No, you
something really
constantly
funny, I
say,
say,
you constantly
you're so
say,
fucking stupid. That's what I say.
Yeah.
I see. I know my
Yeah.
sayings. God damn it. I know what I say.
Fair enough.
Are you sure about that?
Word.
You should have done the John Cena. Are you sure about that? You know, fucking.
And his name
Then
is
what-
John Cena.
Then what's one of my sayings? Do I have a saying, or I just randomly spit shit out and just don't think?
Maine. You say Maine all the time. I know
thought
that,
Chambers would be.
the other one is for the simple fact, you say that so much. You say for the simple fact so much. You'll be sitting there explaining something and be like, well, I didn't like this version of Batman for the simple fact that you always say that. That's your thing.
What
you
is
say
a
that a
simple
lot.
fact?
I don't know.
It's simple and it's a fact.
Apparently. But yeah, you say a simple
you
fact
sure
a
about
lot.
that?
You say Maine a lot.
What's up, man?
Yeah, you say Maine a lot.
What's up, man?
I don't know. I'm trying to
Davo
think. I'm trying to think of another one. I know you have another one, but I just can't think of it right now.
Davo,
I haven't
man?
known Iceman long enough to know what his thing is yet.
I used to get joked at work at one job I had because I would be like, everything is like, man, this is bullshit. And they'd be like, that should be your thing. It's you say everything is bullshit. And I was like, yeah. I was gonna get a hat made with like the little bull emoji and the poop emoji on there. And just it would say this is and have that on there.
Yeah, my thing has always been fair enough. I don't like your attitude. You're so fucking stupid. And there's a couple of other ones that I
should
say,
get
but
a
I just don't
shirt
say them
that
that
says-
much.
Fair enough for you.
I have one as an emote. I have an emote on my
Yeah,
stream
yeah.
that says fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't use that one enough. I always like using the what is it? I don't like your attitude.
Yeah, that's my that's my favorite. I got that from Uncle Tim. I looked up to him so much as a kid. He used to say all this weird shit, and like some of it I just adopted. Yeah, some of it I just adopted as my own shit. Like, but like one thing that I've still never said. Well, I still sometimes say it, but like one of my favorite things that Uncle Tim has ever said is anytime he was mad at something. It was this and one more thing. He would, if he was mad or if he was frustrated with anything, he'd be like, "Fucking Steve." He would just say that. Like, he would just blame Steve. And, like, we didn't know. Like, we only know one guy named Steve. And, like, he'd be like, fucking Steve. All the time he would say that. And then there was the other one where, like, if we were in the middle of an argument and he was tired of dealing with you, he'd be like, I'm going to kick you in the face with my fist. That's what he would say. He was fucking...
Wow.
Yeah, he was just one of the most random... Like, he just always said the most random shit, but it was so funny.
Fucking Eskimos.
There was one time... Oh my god, I was playing Destiny with Chamber and like everybody else, and I asked Tyler if I could use his PS4, so I logged into his thing or whatever the fuck, and I logged in or whatever, and I was playing, and I was like, oh shit, TV looks dope as fuck. It was like, I'll be right back. I was like, okay. So I was sitting there playing, and he comes back with a fishing rod with no pole attached to it, like it's just the handle and the reel. And he looks at no word of a lie, man. He looks at me like this, like he walks in and like he just goes. And just starts reeling it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, I don't know. And he just left. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
And that's our time, everybody. We'll catch you later.
if you'd like to follow our podcast, we are only on Spotify and YouTube for the time being. If there's any other platforms that you guys like to follow us on, like Twitch or Twitter or Facebook, all of the links will be posted in the description below.